I'll show you. I had the wall here initially, and so that was destroyed by the very high tides in 2005. And I built this quite some time back, over the years, and that was destroyed. So I rebuilt it, and this one was destroyed in 2005.
Anote Tong is obsessed with the sea. He's the man in charge of a vanishing nation. The seas that have supported life here for 4,000 years are rising because of global climate change, and it's Tong's job as president of the country to decide what to do.
For quite some time, I did not sleep because I had no solution to a problem that nobody has a solution to. What happens to us as a people in the future? Do we disappear as a culture? And so these are the issues that keep me awake.
Tong must decide the fate of his people. Should they stay and fight or evacuate their homes? The low-lying islands that make up the Republic of Kiribati are only 2 meters above the present sea level. It's estimated that half of the archipelago could vanish into the sea by 2050. Kiribati is composed of 32 atolls, 2 of which are now submerged.
In Kiribati, it's very hard to see the next island. 10 kilometers out or even 15 kilometers out, you can no longer see land. So how we located this, we use the reflection from the clouds. So that's how we navigate.
Since he was first elected president in 2003, he's spent a great deal of time sounding the alarm internationally that his country is disappearing.
Already we have whole villages being washed out. There is no running away from the reality that the sea is rising.
A recent study shows that even if carbon dioxide emissions are stabilized, sea levels will continue to rise as much as 2 meters by the end of this century.
Regardless of what the measures are taken in regard to the reduction of emissions, the momentum of what's already in the atmosphere will carry on to the point that it will put us underwater.
According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, as greenhouse gases warm the planet, water expands, tides rise higher, and waves grow stronger. These images, shot during a storm in 2005, are an example of what Tong and his people are fighting against. Islander Bob Tioram is doing what he can to protect his home.
If I didn't build this seawall, my house would be wiped out.
Over the last 10 years, Bob Tioram says he's had 2 houses destroyed, and each time he's moved further inland to rebuild them, holding ground when others have fled. Even so, the fight to protect land continues, and seawalls of every description dot the coastline.
If we had one single large island, I think it might be possible to put seawalls around it, but it's virtually an impossibility given the geography, structure, and the scatteredness of our islands. And so where does that leave us? We have to face the reality of it. And the reality seems to be that we have to relocate. The question is, how do we relocate?
Fishermen like 23-year-old Rabita Yobete most feel the threat of global climate change.
The temperatures are getting hotter, and there is a change in the level of the sea. It's getting higher. These changes are affecting the food we grow. Before, our coconuts were big, but now they are as small as our fists.
Rabita says seawater has begun seeping into the water table, giving the well water his mother draws each day a salty taste. The people, says Tong, are often forgotten when countries negotiate measures meant to combat climate change.
Even today, the world community has never made any commitment to deal with this issue. And this is the point of every speech that I make. You know, we are talking about the carbon trading. We're talking about everything else, but dealing with the people that will be affected. Even the polar bears are being considered, but not the people that would be affected. And so I think there needs to be this refocus of attention by the world community.
Watch the second part of this report on next week's show, when we'll have a special edition of Global 3000 about the United Nations Climate Change Conference in Copenhagen. We'll be accompanying President Tong on his travels, and we'll see how the island's inhabitants are preparing for the future.